Hello, hello, mis cielitos, and welcome back. Coco is here, and I am continuing Raging Loop. Let's see if I can bring up chat and place it here. Yep. So last we left off, I believe we had made the plan to... Well, first we chose a dead-end option in which we were choosing who we would kill next, and we decided upon Yoshitsugu, and we had been successful in killing him, and in the following morning, Kaori lost it, ended up killing Yasunaga, but in doing so, she also revealed that she herself was a wolf, and then things sort of just unfurled at the feast with Hashimoto being able to sort of corner us and help reveal the fact that we were also a wolf. And then we decided on Yasunaga, but when we went after him, we were not able to open his door. And then we were not able to open any other doors, which made it seems like the spider kicked in and protected him. Yes, a slip of the tongue on his part. I believe he revealed that he knew a little more about the state of the body than he should have. The old fart was a human. Also, welcome, Xerox. Thank you so much for coming. And the spider did a good job, so no one died last night. That's all fine with you all. The next feast of the Yomi Purge began, with Yoshitsugu-kun saying those words. Since they couldn't let themselves relax, we all gathered in the hall early in the morning. Everyone was still on edge. Oh, it's so strange seeing that left side so unbalanced. I knew it. Happy Easter, thank you very much. Kai-san's sentiments were shared by everyone present. Of course, everyone already knew that no one had died last night. Even so, no one was resting on their laurels. They were all hard at work thinking about what happened next, and what they'd do about it. At this point, no one was stupid enough to suggest that the wolves were just being merciful. Kanzo Makishima-san left voluntarily, so we have to try and take it positively. We can consider whether it was good or bad after this is over. We can't turn back now. Are you okay, Haru-chan?
I am.
Despite her words, he didn't actually seem fine yet. It didn't feel unnatural, though. I could only assume that turning to evil freed her of any misconceptions about how she had to behave. She was now free to present herself however she wished. I didn't know if it'd be good for us in the long run, but I didn't mind. Evil could look even at defeat with a positive spin. Consider my looping. Though it wasn't something I could rely on all the time, coming back after every defeat was one of the good things about evil. That promise was an unexpected boon for my own sanity, too. Kusaishi-san. Haru-chan is human. What a relief.
Both Ochi-chan and I were human.
Yeah.
He was human, but you hanged him. Yeah. I still haven't come to terms with it.
Anyway. Yasunaga-kun forcefully moved the conversation along. Now we have 6 confirmed non-wolves. Haru-chan, Mochi, Hashimoto-san, Kusaishi-san, Yoshitsugu, and I. I also agree that Mako is the badger. With that, we have 7, leaving just 5.
Why? What if OG-chan was right and the wolves are actually just making her say things to distract us?
Trying to get a girl no older than 5 to say what they want seems far too risky. She could easily reveal too much. Also, she's an outsider and a little girl. Unless it's absolutely necessary, hanging her is something we shouldn't do. We have people who still can't accept that we hanged Kanzo-san. It'd be even worse with her.
Really?
Apparently, Haru-chan had decided to play subtle opposition to Yasunaga-kun. With her there to annoy him, he would feel less confident in his course of action. Also, by presenting herself as a victim who'd lost her grandfather, he would never be suspected by the others. Basically, he was doing a good job. Sounds like sophistry to me, but I admit, I question the guilt of this child. Perhaps instead of removing her from the list of candidates, let the people decide whether they want to vote for her. Fine by me. Do we still have the right to speak? Of course. What is it? There's only 5 left, right? Yes. Then, perhaps the game would be over if the spider revealed themselves. Yeah, that was something to be wary of. Progressing based on such optimistic ideas would actually make it difficult for us. If the spider protects someone among the 5, they can vouch that the person is human too. Wolves don't attack wolves, after all. You're not wrong, but that sounds a bit optimistic. Well, it's just a thought.
Optimistic? I don't think I get it. Explain it to me, Yasun.
Because it's not worth it for the wolves to target one of the 5 that aren't confirmed humans yet. By killing them, they would reduce the amount of potential wolves. They should start with those who are confirmed. With the snake, monkeys, and the crow revealed, they have no reason not to go for them. Exactly. After all, the spider protected Yasunaga-kun, a confirmed human. Even so, I didn't want the spider to out themselves and leave only 4 candidates. It increased the odds of the humans realizing there were imposters among them.
I thought they'd go for the unconfirmed humans because they want to get rid of the spider.
Even then, there is no point in going for the unconfirmed. Even I and Haru-chan could be the spider after all. And there you have it. It probably would lead to an immediate victory. Wouldn't lead. But if it actually is a situation where the spider revealing themselves reduces the unconfirmed humans to just 3, I would like him or her to do it. But even then, you would need 3 days to execute all the wolves, right? Right. So the spider would die for sure, right? Most likely. It's hard to expect them to out themselves in this situation. I'm sure Kyu-chan, for one, would never do it. Yes, if I were the spider, I would keep it a secret. No one played their cards. You people all understand that someone can get executed even if they're innocent, I assume? The silence said it all. Of course they did. Kanzo-san had died just yesterday, after all. The peer pressure was too strong, after all. Well, if the spider is prepared to die and reveal themselves, we could create a majority. That's true. Our combined votes would lead to certain victory. Right now, it was 6 versus 6. It didn't feel right to consider Mako as confirmed, so right now the sides were tied. Also, the remaining 4 can be reduced to 3, correct? The wolves among the 4 know who the other wolves are, so we would know for sure who they are. We would have to watch their reactions and remain observant for other signs. And come out already, spider! Silence. Dumbass. The spider didn't reveal themselves. Perhaps my assumptions were wrong, and the spider was Mamiya-san, who was just being careful not to get hanged. The spider was wary of potential wolves among the humans, and they were absolutely right about that. In the best case scenario, we would win the day after tomorrow. If the wolves in Mako were alive for when there were 8 people left, the wolves could reveal themselves and take in the badger as another vote. However, since we would lose Kaori-san after she killed the Oribe brothers, the best case scenario is probably impossible. I would have to focus on trying to hide the fact that there were humans among the wolves. It'll all be over for us if they somehow determined the 3 final suspects today, hanged one of them, and the crow declared them as human tomorrow. They would immediately realize that the snake was lying. Thus, we needed a situation where it took longer for the rest to be confirmed. The spider acting cautiously worked in our favor. Of course, the spider remained a major threat to us. But still, we now had no choice but to use our nighttime kills to prevent a fixed majority. Identifying the spider and leading people to be executed require a subtle hand during the feast. It doesn't look like we can lower the number even further, but we will have to hang one of the remaining 5. Count the child! I know I might sound annoying, but our lives are on the line here. Hello, ZD. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. You didn't miss much, just the start of the feast. In which there's just a lot of discussion of fixed majorities. They had requested that the spider reveal themselves to, you know, lower the amount of potential wolves, but the spider isn't coming out. Right. It's 6, not 5. Stand up. Aw, you're perfectly fine. Don't worry, ZD. Mako. Stand.
What to do?
She still stood up. What a good girl. She was followed by Kyunosuke-shi, Rikago-san, Kaori-san, Tai-san, and Mamiya-san. Starting from this side, I would like you to tell us 2 things. Why we shouldn't vote for you, and who, other than yourselves, do you believe is human? Clever. Kaiba, please start.
I'm human, that's all I know. But, look at this. Only the elders are dying. Doesn't that mean that the young'uns brought this corruption upon us?
What? It definitely wasn't only the elders, but it did look like the spaces around her were kind of empty. That must have been especially hard to her, who'd lost both Kanzo-san and Takumi-san. Huh. Big shame, huh? All that's left on your side are the village heads you love so much, and my old hag, all middle-aged. If you're saying that the journal woman and the brat are Yomi Bito, you ain't got the numbers for it.
What about you? You just said you're the crow, like that's enough.
The hell you'd say? Yoshitsugu, please stop. I'm in danger of being hanged too.
Can I sit now? Standing's hard on my bones.
Please stand a bit longer.
Yasukun, what a bad child you become.
I'm sorry. I don't want any further chaos. Next. Tai-san must have felt pretty cornered. He didn't have to hold such a grudge. I'm not a wolf. I swear it upon my 2 sons. Do you have anything else? I had a decent opinion of Takumi Muro-san. Taking that angle, huh? I even talked about remarrying to my sons.
Seriously? Yasun?
Yes. I said it was up to her.
I said that he wouldn't want a hag with brats for a wife. Well, Takumi was the best guy left in this shitty place. I'd feel weird having him for a dad.
From the way he put it, it was safe to say he approved of the man. I would have easily accepted if he had asked, but I thought that approaching him myself would have seemed overbearing. I never expected things to turn out this way. I don't know if the ship is sailing. I think this might all be a ploy on her part. Which is the same. They seem like they would have been a cute couple. If I were a wolf, I certainly wouldn't kill him first. That is all. And the person I believe is human is Hisako Mamiya-san. She's remained level-headed and has been providing our side with good advice. Thank you very much.
In the end, you're just an outsider too.
Kaori-san was basically implying that Tai-san, Kyonosuke-shi, and Rikako-san, the village heads aligned, were the wolves. It was an emotional argument, but with the additional layer of logic she'd added, her idea showed merit. Man, that woman sure was something. This was the same person who'd applauded when I killed Takumi-san. You're right, ZD. We cover all the ground here. Nosato-san, you're next.
A reason why I should stay alive, right? I understand that you consider me to be the most unnecessary person here. However, I don't see any other good reason to hang me. Have I ever troubled you?
Well, he was relatively laid back this time. You should have been more conscious of the ire his words had drawn for him. There's one thing I want to say, though. It's about what Madame Oribe said 2 days ago. What is it?
Have you forgotten? When Chiemi Serizawa died, you made the baseless claim that she was a wolf. Then you used that as justification to suspect Rikako Uematsu-san, who had merely proposed the reason for her suicide. You crafted a negative interpretation of a harmless suggestion, and then directed votes against someone in a difficult position. That seems like the actions of a wolf to me. Don't you believe the village heads are crucial to surviving the situation?
I was merely suspicious. Even if it seems unreasonable to you, since I am not a wolf myself, I see your assumption as mistaken.
That is all from me. And before I forget, I believe the human is Rikako-san.
Thank you very much. Wow. He was actually completely right. How would they react to that? Thank you. Next. There's something I must say first. Yes? I'm still 27. Oh, this was her reply to the idea of being middle-aged? As everyone realized that, some cleared their throats awkwardly, while others stifled some chuckles. The tense air dissipated a bit, but she looked as serious as ever. It It was intentional humor. I'd say she'd had some talent. In 27? She was still in her prime. From what Jamie had said, I assumed she was almost 40 or something. What a shame that I'd have to kill her. As one of the village heads, I'm fully aware of Fujiyoshi's misdeeds, and its very dark past. I understand that you would consider me to be one of the conspirators behind the feast. However, I must continue fulfilling my role as the spider. Are you saying that you're the spider? As in the one who received the power of the spider? No. I refer to the Uematsu. Quit confusing us! I see. Continue. If you consider me an eyesore or suspicious, please vote for me. Taking in your feelings is one of the spider's roles. That approach worked for Chamie, but Rikako-san, not so much. So, who do you think is a human? I do not believe that a single one standing is a wolf. What? Rikako-san, I appreciate that, but even Kaori-san, she slandered you thoroughly. I understand wanting to be suspicious. It is not truly impossible that Serizawa-sama was a wolf. But from what I see, the five of you seem to believe that the feast shall end if we hanged everyone standing. And that would mean that either Yoshitsugu or Fusaishi are a fake crow and snake. You would be suspicious too, since you would have been proven innocent by a false snake. Seriously? She was saying that there were wolves among the confirmed humans, which turned the current assumption on its head. Of course, both Yasunaga and Hashimoto-san were suspicious of that too. But I certainly didn't expect her, of all people, to bring it up now. Fusaishi-sama, I have feelings for you. That caused a stir. Yeah, I knew that. For some reason, she believed I was some heavenly savior sent to rescue the town from its true problems. He'd even risk her life on that conviction. However, if you are actually a wolf, I will do as Shunai-sama says and hang you. But if it opposed her sense of right, even I would become an enemy to her. I might have taken her too lightly. Are you saying that you doubt him more than anyone else? No. It is simply my personal worst-case scenario. I have nothing more to say. I understand. Next, Mamiya-san. I would love it if the snake finally confirmed that I'm clean. I have nothing to hide, after all. But since there are people who act more suspiciously than me, the investigations and hangings will surely be directed at them first. That's why I won't insist that you investigate me. My justification this time is simple encouragement to prioritize those more suspicious than me. Another thing, if I was a wolf, I would have killed Hashimoto-san before anyone else. Her statement hit everyone with the force of a hammer. Now that is scary. I don't know if you realize this, but Hashimoto-san has been helping guide the feast, even outside of these discussions, keeping everything stable all the while. Without him, the feast would have been far more disastrous. Since I'm neither afraid, nor has he been killed, I'm no wolf. You overestimate me, but thank you for your concern. I will make one thing clear. Hashimoto-san is an extremely huge help. Like Mamiya-san says, He's one of the main reasons why we're not just an unruly mob. I just figured that if the wolves were underestimating him, it wasn't a good idea to draw attention to their mistake, so I kept quiet. Mamiya-san, I agree with your words, but maybe you should have kept quiet. Oh? I only said that because I thought all of you were underestimating him. I'm not. Even though you didn't give him a chance to speak and insisted on the lynching yesterday. We have our own lines that must never be crossed. And that's it. That's all I need to say about that. I see. As for the people I think are human, no comment. If I decided that one of them is human, then the other three would be wolves. But like Uematsu-san said, that doesn't seem right. It's easy to present someone who might be a human, but this would be basically a pointless witch hunt. I don't like it personally. Yes, neither do I. At least you're mindful of that. Thank you very much. Lastly...
Dang everyone, I'm hungry!
Oh, Mako. You know what? That's a solid answer. And that was it, huh? So, who's shady? I believe the two who didn't present a candidate as human aren't suspicious.
What?
Yasunaga? That seemed like a bad move to me, Yasunaga-kun. I could understand relating to the level-headed ones, but the other three were just following the process provided. Agreed, Ziti. I like Mamiya-san and Hashimoto a lot, too. Hashimoto might be my Hashimoto and Chiemi. I think they might be my favorites so far. I could also understand trying to appear objective enough to suspect even your mother, but I couldn't blame anyone for thinking he was just acting biased. I did not choose because I believe the rest were wolves. Well, you're all in on Richan, so it's not like anyone will suspect you. You... No, that's enough. The fact that Mochi said that right after Rikako-san's declaration just showed how bad he was at reading the mood. It was awkward for everyone, human or wolf. Anyone else have anything to say? If not, I would like to start the vote. You sure in a hurry? I simply do not believe there is anything left worth discussing. We should just do what needs to be done. You seem to be treating this pretty lightly. No, I'm simply ready to take responsibility for any deaths I cause. So that was his brand of righteousness this time, huh? Everyone. I do not want to bring outside values into this, but making a high school student bear such a burden is normally considered cruel. What else can we do? Leave it to you, the eldest confirmed human, or Fusaishi-san? I see. Then, Fusaishi-kun. Yes? Would you like to take charge of the feast? I thought that the role was entrusted to Yasunaga-kun yesterday. And I have accepted it. However, I don't intend to take complete control over the feast. I'm not Kanzo-san.
Yeah. Nichan's different.
If you can be sufficiently responsible about it, then yes. I don't mind giving the role to Fusaishi-san or Hashimoto-san. They seem a lot wiser than I am. Don't be so hard on yourself. You're doing a good job. It's just hard for you to fight adults, right? And I'm actually prioritizing my own survival above all else. No one would believe me if I claimed to take responsibility here. Now him, a man who struggled in life, found a place here, and bears the burden of the snake. A role that measures lives would be far more convincing. What do you say, everyone?
Kan-chan gave the job to Yasukun.
Yamawaki-sama. But I believe Fusaishi-sama would judge us fairly. Don't you suspect that he might be a wolf? Kamoshida-sama. I never said that. I merely said that I was prepared for it.
I don't like it.
Tai-san, that wasn't a good move. He was helping you out here. I don't care what the old hag thinks, but Aniki should be leading this shit. My son is still young, while Fusaishi-san seems to be well adjusted.
Agreed. He'd be a lot better at taking charge. I also think it should be him. Fusaishi-san was against hanging Oji-chan.
I don't get it, so screw it. I don't understand where he's going with this, but I trust Hashimoto-san's judgment.
Fusayuki-san's a dummy!
Why? Only 3 are against it. Seems like you have a lot of support here, Fusaishi-kun. This wasn't the time to worry about Tai-san. We're counting on you.
Nonsense!
Kinosuke-shi was probably right. The leader of the feast had no special rights. Their vote held no weight over anyone else's, and like Yasunaga-kun said, it was a heavy burden to carry. Everyone's eyes were on the one at the top, and if there was some cause for concern, they would readily tear them apart for it. Basically, this was just a very well-intentioned trap. Alright. Thus, I would take the bait. I was evil after all. I would take control of the feast and play the hero, yet so chaos like the villain I was. I couldn't fail with my partner in evil watching me after all. Though, all we can do right now is vote. If you want to call off the feast, though, well... I now realize that's pointless. Very well. I don't want to make Rikako-san do it every time, so I would be the one writing down this time. Do you know how to use a writing brush? I haven't touched one since elementary school, but I'm sure I can make it somewhat readable. My hands are restless, you see. I was tempted to act like a chief secretary, but passed when I realized they probably wouldn't get it. Before that, who will you investigate tonight? One of the 6 standing. Any reason you're not saying which one? To make sure the wolves don't get to them before I do. The wolves don't want there to be more confirmed humans, after all. I see. I would twist logic into knots if that's what it took for an advantage. I'll start writing, so let's just begin. Hashimoto-san, keep an eye out in case there's something wrong with the records. All right. From the eldest.
One for Yoshitsugu Oribe.
Hey, just so you know, I can't lose this vote. Hell, you got any idea how shitty you look right now?
Hang me then.
I'm saying this for your sake, damn it! What a rotten old hag.
You young'uns are the rotten ones.
Shut up, you two. I'll kill you. Huh? How rough. I'm kidding. Such poor taste. The joke was meant to shut people up, you know? Feel free to give a few words along with your vote and comment on them if you want, but don't waste time bickering. I will deal with this order appropriately. Choose your words carefully. If you want to fight, take it outside. And if you kill anyone in the process, you'll regret it. We're talking about killing someone here. Keep that in mind the next time you speak. Sounds like there's a deeper meaning to what you said. You're more than meets the eye. If anyone else has objections to how things are going, please speak now. Please do not say that you will kill someone. Very well. Now, Kaori-san. Hi, Yamawaki-san. Because I sincerely believe that Yoshitsugu is the real crow. Nosato-san.
Lady Yamawaki. Unfortunately, it appears that the elders of Yasumisu lose the ability...
Lady Yamawaki. Unfortunately, it appears that the elders of Yasumisu lose the ability to cooperate whenever a feast comes. I agree with Saishi-kun that there must be order and... Leave it at that, please. I'm sorry. Yasunaga Oribe-kun, you're next. Hi, Yamawaki-san.
Mute people.
You have more than half the chance to pick a wolf, even when you pick at random. This is fine. A third vote for Yamawaki-san. Mochi, you're next. Mommy Kaori, I guess. She's not acting like herself right now. There's no way our hag's a wolf. I suppose trying to think things through was a mistake. Please don't take your grudges from the votes outside of the feast. Next, Yoshitsugu-kun. Obviously, Yamawaki, the old hag. 4 votes. She's in the lead. Next, Haru-chan.
1 for Kaori-san.
What a power move from Haru-chan. If she was a wolf, she would have already poisoned the food and killed everyone, even if it meant being killed by the corruption. You really knew her well.
That's just a maybe, isn't it? Why are you talking like it's confirmed? You're the one who killed Oji-chan just because he got mad.
You could have objected to it when he was still alive. Even he might have changed his mind if his granddaughter asked him to.
Not everyone can say whatever they want whenever they want.
Stop it, you two. I was worried that this would continue after the feast. If you ask me, Haru-chan has a point. Not everyone can say or do the perfect thing when it counts. But the feast demands that we do our best. Our decisions and actions are directly related to the results from the voting. Unfortunately, what Kanzo-san did yesterday was unacceptable to most people. It's best to consider that the cause of what happened to him. It's awful, but there are heavy responsibilities involved in your behavior here. Keep that in mind. Also, please avoid accusing others of biases. Think for yourselves instead. Rikako-san, you're next. 1 for Mako. Now this I didn't expect. Mako is most likely the Badger. He's the only one here who is obviously working against us. With no one else being an obvious threat, I believe I should prepare to get rid of her, just in case.
I hate you!
You're next, Mako-chan.
Also Yuki-san!
If this wasn't a serious subject, I'd have fallen to my knees in exasperation. You didn't change even this situation. It probably didn't matter to her at all. she'd have seen me as an enemy regardless. Though maybe fighting the badger wasn't so bad, it reinforced the idea that I wasn't a wolf. I'm next. I had to use the voting order to my advantage here. One for Mako. Why was she shocked? We can laugh it off now, but if she voted for me when I had multiple votes, my life would be in danger. Next. There was another reason for my choice. We had 2 voters left. Tai-san was the current top with 4, and Kaori-san and Mako were tied for second with 2. If Mamiya-san and Hashimoto joined forces, they could bring either of them to 4 and take it to a final vote. By forcing them to make this choice, I could crush their ability to remain neutral. Also, I was pretty sure at this point that Tai-san would die. As I was the current leader of the feast, I would be given the role of pushing her off at the hanging pine. If I voted for her, she would hold a grudge, making the whole process a bit harder. Show me the votes so far. Here. Hashimoto-san, which of these do you think is the most suspicious? Yamawaki-san, Oribe-san, or Mako-chan? Shouldn't you vote by yourself? I didn't get any votes this time, but I'm still not confirmed to be human, so I want to give it to you, a monkey. Yeah, that's pretty smart. Well, I hope that makes you more trustworthy. I'll say it then. I'll vote for Fusaishi-kun. Everyone was shocked. And I have a reason. I don't have one yet. Huh? I'm a bit suspicious of you, but my foundation for that is very weak at this point. I don't have enough reason to truly suspect you. I'll mention it once that changes. Okay. Was that a bluff or... No point in voting like I did, huh? Are you sure? We have a result now. It's the result of other people's votes. Alright, well, it'd look bad if I went back on my statement. Like I said, I'll vote the same way as you. Oh, also, I fully agree with letting Fusaishi-kun be in charge. Even said we should be responsible for what we say and do. An excellent leader. Dad can smell the rancid vibes. Thanks. Who votes for me? Yes. The results are in. Yamawaki has the most votes at 4, meaning she will be hanged.
Yasumisu is truly damned now.
No. It was your attitude that damned you. Though, I would end Yasumisu anyway.
Do your job as the snake.
As I held the rope, she told me that. Certainly. I'd work as a fake snake, though. I gave her the usual rise not spiel and pushed her. The moment she fell, she let out a sharp sound like tearing cloth.
No!
Of course she would. No one wanted to die. Yasumisu, old people, no one at all. Perhaps she wasn't as prepared for this as she was last time. The tent rope seemed to shake from her struggling longer than last time. And then, Yamawaki died. I don't need food today. That was what he said after the feast ended. Why?
I suspected Mommy Kaori, so it'd be kinda awkward.
It didn't really seem that way. He said that with Kaori-san nearby, and with a full smile at that. I don't mind. It's important to suspect everyone. Thanks, but I already decided. I'll have some tomorrow, though. Sorry, Mommy Kaori. Bye. Wait, where are you going? To the dorm. It's dangerous in the mist. About that. If there really was something there, I think something might have already happened when we went back to our dorms in the evening. That's true. And it's not like there's a law that says we should all spend the day together. I'm not worried either. What? And I shall go back too. I'm not wasting time here. What an ominous line. No, I do think we should be in a group. After all, other people might start to worry that you'll use the mist to do something. Oh, so it's possible that I'll attack someone. I'm glad you understand. Okay then, bye-bye. He pranced into the mist. Oh dear, he has me beat. I'm sorry. Mochi's the kind of person who doesn't care if he bothers someone. Osato-sama, you should be more adult about this. Oh, yes, of course. I'm not hungry either. Bye. Oh, crap. Haru-chan. Wait, were you even listening? People protested, but no one jumped out to stop her, so she ended up running away. This wasn't her just distancing herself from Kaori-san. This was the breaking up of the high school trio. Mochi was no longer comfortable around Yasunaga-kun or Haru-chan. I didn't know which. Either way, they were through. And Haru-chan was still awkward about what she told Yasunaga-kun in the feast. Or at least acted like it. Don't mind it. Unless they're hiding something, they're gonna apologize later. Yes. Yoshitsugu, can you help me? Huh? What a bother. Screw it, I'll do it. Usaishi-san, can you go check on them? I can do that too. It's not a good time, Yasunaga. Sure, I'll do it. I accepted it, then waited a moment for any objections, only to get none. Last time, Takumi-san had said that the snake shouldn't go outside. Did they just not think about that at all? Or had I already lost everyone's trust? Tell them not to worry about this too much. Alright, Rikago-san. I'm going out for a second to try and be a responsible adult. This is not fair. Sorry. No. I didn't really know what she meant by not fair, but now I was even more confused. Children are not fair. They are worried about, even if they do whatever they like. What a simple emotion. Hearing that made me kind of worried about you. Really? My heart is throbbing quite wildly right now. Are you okay? Should I give you a massage? No, it went away just now. Ow. How can you behave like that in this situation? I'm going. The order of things had begun to crumble. I took some items from the prefab and went to the dorm. Standing in front of Haru-chan's room, I knocked on her door. Who's there? Usaishi. He opened the door. What do you want? Oh, that's a cute outfit. She sounded moody, but there was none of the harshness from before. It felt more like she was perplexed. She was probably thinking that I might have come here as a wolf. I was going to say something, but seeing your outfit caused my mind to go blank. What about it? This is what I wear inside my room. I figured no one wore this kind of thing since the war. Oh, I just remembered that Yasumitsu frequently survived on hand-me-downs. This was probably from someone else here. It was the exact opposite of her usual weird fashion, but it was strangely fitting. It was probably her face. It went well with distinctly Japanese fashion, no matter the era. Anyway, here. Eat up. What's this? In my hands, I had orange boxes of food. The same kind Jamie had given me the first time. They're like cookies. They're easier on your stomach. Take 3. Oh, I've never tried these. Thanks. You're hungry, right? You shouldn't force yourself. But it's awkward. Yeah, I understand. I'll apologize to Kaori-san later. And to Yasunaga-kun tomorrow. Yeah. Anyway, see you. She closed the door. You're sharing with me too, right? Huh? I turned around but didn't see anyone. I'm over here. He sure was. His face was right outside the railing on the 2nd floor, almost right next to my feet. Huh? You jumped from the 1st floor? Like I could. I just grabbed on from the staircase and climbed my way over. Wow. Are you a monkey? But I can't get up or down or up. What are you doing? Help me, Hassan. I went down to the 1st floor, waited until he let go and caught him. He was pretty light for a guy, so it wasn't a challenge. Made you blush, didn't I? Well, he did look like a small cute girl, but I'd seen something I'd rather not while I was looking upward, so really, he really didn't. What are you doing? Fishing for laughs? No, I just thought you would spill the beans. Huh? I just think that Haru-chan isn't the type of girl to go on the offensive like that. I know there is the whole thing with her grandpa, but it's weird to make it Yasun's fault, right? Was she just redirecting her frustration with her grandpa at him? But that'd be weird too. The Haru-chan I knew wouldn't say anything and make it seem like she's blaming them. She'd just shrug it off. That's why I thought you might have done something to her. What do you think? No way. Well, actually, it was hard to say that I didn't. What the hell was up with this guy's intuition? I just came here to scold you guys a bit and give you some food. Oh yeah, gimme! I did that, and he instantly opened it. Oh, sweet, huh? Wow, it's sweet but really good. I love it, Hassan. Don't force yourself if you're that hungry. I just thought that I was in danger of being poisoned. Audi-san wouldn't do that. I feel like it would have already happened if someone wasn't there to stop her. What are you getting at? Can you go a minute without making weird assumptions? I do think that Mommy Kaori is a wolf. If I said that with everyone around, everyone would just think I'm a bother, right? That's why I'm saying it to just you. So you trust me? Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't do anything to earn you the corruption, right? I feel like you're hinting at something with every sentence you say. If you really are, let me just tell you that it's not getting across. Really? Human society sure is difficult. What a child of the wild thing to say. Anyway, eat up, shelter, and sleep. And apologize to Kaori-san tomorrow. If I feel like it. Anyway, it's early. But good night. Assad. Are you and Haru-chan wolves? I couldn't let that question trip me up. Oh, it's fine. I don't care if you are or not, or if I'll die or not. I just had a hunch that she grew stronger thanks to teaming up with someone. What thereafter might be a good thing or a bad thing, though. But if it makes her happy, I'm okay with that. Hey, why are you acting like that's true? Huh? It isn't. Why are you suspecting me? Of course it isn't. There's no reason. I'm just thinking aloud. Be more confident. I really couldn't. You know how you have to show your work at school? Well, I get a lot of answers right, but if I don't show my work, I don't get credit. I really don't understand proof or whatever. I just know things. So, well, I could be wrong, but I really don't care. I've never tried killing anyone, but from what I saw in the hangings, it really didn't seem all that fun or interesting. I want Yasun to survive and become happy, but that's probably impossible. Yeah. Kaori-san was a wolf after all. So yeah. I'm just saying whatever comes to mind. Do your best, Hassan. Oh, I almost forgot. Thanks, Hassan. Leave some of these on my grave. He tore off another aluminum package, all smiles. After that, I left the dorm. Mochi knew. There was no logic behind it. He just knew. Despite that, he said he wouldn't do anything. That was a lie. He'd already voted for Kaori-san, so he was definitely following his intuition. He'd probably vote for me at some point, just because I seemed kinda shady. However, like he just said, no one would take his baseless accusations seriously. Even so, a vote was a vote. I was getting more and more of them. Would I survive? Don't become... What did she mean by that? I really didn't understand. Sorry, Kari-san. I even voted for you. It's fine. I knew you were just acting. Did you see how perplexed Yasunaga was? Your acting was really good, too. I really like how you mentioned Takumi-san. And we're the ones who killed him. An act where they praised each other's acting. After I met up with Haru-chan and came to the dining hall, she started talking to Kaori-san like this. In Kaori-san's case, this was a side effect of the madness born of her emotions and of sense of right. In Haru-chan's case, I told her to behave around Kaori-san. I was relieved to see she did. So what do we do today? Once that nonsense was finished, she put on a serious expression. The situation was difficult and tense. There was just his intuition. Shikimochi Kamoshida was getting real close to finding us out. I told this to Haru-chan, who said, "But it's just Mochi," since he wasn't really influential. She wasn't wrong, but it was entirely possible the humans would reach for any possible lead out of desperation. Also, killing him would reduce the number of confirmed humans, and getting rid of him early would prevent any info from leaking. The humans would wonder why the wolves would go for him, which could probably be pretty bad for us if anyone saw me talking to him. Then there was Yudai Hashimoto. He was antagonistic towards me in the most direct way. He'd set me up as a leader, and would now try to expose me. His strange actions, like his vote, probably drew everyone's attention. If his words tomorrow were convincing enough, the idea that it was dangerous to have me as a leader would spread even further. I couldn't help but feel it was best to get rid of him early, but it was too late for that. I'd definitely be suspected if I killed him now, but I wasn't completely defenseless. Though I was also concerned about how we still hadn't fulfilled the promise to kill the Oribe brothers. Why? Because I had no idea what Kaori-san would do if we postponed that again. If only she was more cooperative. Yasunaga Oribe was as influential as always, and he was considering my words as the new leader very carefully. Though he was a lot less powerful than he was at the start, not to mention he'd been protected by the spider once already. If that happened again, our situation would be really dire. Yoshitsugu Oribe, however, was better left alive for now. Like always, he supported his brother while being staunchly opposed to the elders and village heads. People who fragmented the group were helpful to us. The crow was dangerous at first glance, but as a false snake, I would only be in danger if his information contradicted mine. In other words, if there were no contradictions, I could use him to strengthen my credibility. Then there was the spider. To get rid of them, we had to kill either Hisako Mamiya or Rikako-san. However, there were more immediate dangers. Right now, I had to pick one of those three. Shikamochi, Hashimoto, or Yasunaga. Well, yep, let's just start from the top. Probably. I named some we had to kill today and provided some advantages of doing that. I hope they would understand. I don't think Kaori-san's gonna understand. But... Why the laugh? I'm sorry, Fusaishi-san. You seem to have given this a lot of thought, but I put it to waste. No, she didn't.
Did you touch the door?
The only door that wolves could open was the first one we touched. Yes. I couldn't have survived another delay. She'd finally gone out of control. We wolves could fall to a single betrayal, so unity was even more important for us than for humans, and yet she'd done this. Then again, maybe it was my own fault. I'd made killing her sons the foundation of our alliance. Whose door did you touch? Yasunaga. We didn't get to him yesterday, after all. This night, I went to the dorm right after waking up, before you two even left. Was it unlocked? Yes, I'm sure of it. I even opened it up a bit. That was good enough then. If we had to kill Yoshitsugu-kun, I'd have to rethink my plans. Haru-chan was looking at me. She was asking if this wasn't the right time. Yeah. There was no guarantee that she could spend a whole day like a proper wolf after Yasunaga-kun died. In that case... Kaori-san, I have a favor to ask you. What is it? Can you die tomorrow? We would get rid of her. Didn't we agree that I would die after I killed both my sons? Kaori-san, think about it yourself. Could you spend the entirety of tomorrow like a proper mother who'd lost her child, perfectly hiding the fact that you did it yourself? Don't you think you would kill Yoshitsugu-kun right away to find peace?
It'd be too hard for you, right? You've already done something without our knowledge tonight.
You're not wrong there. Well, I don't mind dying and finding peace, but... Don't worry. We'll kill Yoshitsugu-kun even if we end up losing. Alright. So I'll be hanged tomorrow. That'd help us a lot. I could only hope she pulled it off well. When we talked about how we would go about it, then we returned to the dorm and killed Yasunaga Oribe. Like we'd agreed, they were the ones to do it this time. They used whatever farming tools they could find outside. They were too rusty to make any clean cuts, so they had to stab him with a pickaxe and crush him with a hammer too. In the end, the body was barely recognizable as human, just like with Takumi-san. The only real difference was when we had to stop Kaori-san, who was bashing the remains while laughing maniacally. That was the end. After calming her down in the dining hall, I reminded her what she'd have to do tomorrow. Don't tell them about us. Deny having killed him. Be as emotional as possible. And I'm supposed to argue against you. I guess this is the last time we'll treat each other as allies. Thank you for everything. I really didn't deserve the gratitude.
Kaori-san, thank you.
We'll fulfill our promise. The two villains said their goodbyes to the insane mother. They both felt strangely defeated, yet respectful of her.
Kaori-san's gonna die, huh?
Yeah.
Serves her right. Anyone who feels sympathy for Yomibito is a traitor. I don't have to think stuff like that, right?
Yep.
I don't like how she acts like a good person. I don't need anyone like her on my side.
You don't have to think that way either.
It's fine. I'd cry otherwise, and that's too exhausting.
You can do that too if you want. You can ignore anything binding your mind and body. That's the privilege of being evil.
What were you outside, Haruaki? A preacher?
Not telling. That's a secret of mine. I want to know so bad.
Will you tell me if we leave this place?
I'll think about it.
How would I live after getting out?
I wonder.
I don't have any money. Would you help me out?
You'd be fine with just a bit of money?
I'd also need a place to stay and a job.
I'll help you whatever way I can. Honestly, I'm not sure if we'll even be able to stay in Japan. We might even have to cooperate and escape.
Yeah, right. It'd be way easier for you to escape on your own, right? Are you just being nice to me? Or are you actually falling for me?
Which is the right answer?
If you say it's the latter, I'd say you're lying. I mean, it's not like women are hard for you to find, right?
What's this? I thought you were more reserved. Since when was this something you liked talking about?
Well, I'm interested in it too, after all, but I don't know what to do about it. And I don't want Nichan to hate me.
You liked him, right?
What does that mean, anyway? I didn't want him to hate me.
liked being with him, but I wanted to try kissing him and stuff. That's more than enough.
Isn't it a more special feeling? Like, the only one in the world?
Well, aren't you innocent? Yeah, I won't say that there aren't people who feel a special sort of love.
Isn't that what's normal?
I don't know about normal, but with marriage, at least, it's more like, I guess this person will do fine.
Great. Thanks for ruining my dreams.
Really? I'd say that being able to live together with someone is pretty exciting.
Did you ever live with a girl like that?
I did. You think it's indecent? Well, I won't deny that there's a dirty side to it.
Indecent, huh? I became a wolf, killed people, got blood on my hands, and even turned into a villain. And honestly, becoming filthy really wasn't a big deal.
I'm glad you're not chasing me with a stick anymore, at least.
Sorry about that.
Well, it was an accident. A natural disaster. Hurricane Mochi.
Ugh, I'm actually kind of mad now.
Why?
I wanted you to be unexpectedly pure.
What the hell?
Would you kiss me if I asked you?
No. Thank you, Haruaki. Oh.
So I'm not attractive, huh?
You actually turned out to be way more attractive than I originally thought.
What the hell? That's kind of mean.
I mean that in a good way. You're fun and interesting, and that's always been the deal breaker for me. But that's exactly why I can't do it. Warp affection would get in the way.
Warped?
It is warped. We'd be criminals licking each other's wounds.
That's appropriate for a pair of villains, right? Well, where are your arguments now, villain?
How much of that was you?
Who knows? But it seems like this girl is ready to take you in. Here to give it a try,
You're fine with that?
Of course, a flourishing bloodline is always good.
Even if the child is that of a villain?
That certainly is its own manner of excitement. Perhaps if the evil you speak of mixes with myself, we might be able to bring down the detestable Great Lord Shinai. Well, do you wish to lay with me?
I sprinkled some water around her and slapped her. Get a grip, Haru-chan. Don't let her do what she wants.
Ow! What are you doing?
Tomorrow's feast is gonna be rough. Let's get some rest. Good night.
I don't think that I like you or anything. But I'm not just saying whatever comes to mind here. You taught me about evil. And I feel like there's even more I can learn from you. I'm serious about that. Good night.
Crap. She was becoming more and more my type of girl. Haruaki? No? I don't know their exact ages, but I'm pretty sure she's way too young for you. However, I also didn't want to feel even worse about my memories of events that never happened in this timeline. Day 5. This was the first time I'd ever gotten this far. To kill 16 participants without any intervention by the corruption, the wolves needed about 7 days. All the wolves were still alive, but that was changed today. The humans could go on the offensive too. Something would happen today. Did I really survive this? Along with one of the wolves? The one who found Yasunaga Oribe's body was his brother. Without the elders around, he'd taken it upon himself to patrol in the morning. Finding his brother's remains like that must have been traumatizing, and I thought that as one of those responsible. Naturally, he went crazy. Unlike when he'd lost his mother, he wasn't crying. Who did it? Who the fuck killed Aniki? His brother's death made him more angry than sad. He picked up a stick and swung it around with absurd ferocity. He charged at everyone indiscriminately, and though no one was hurt, we all had to hide in our rooms for a while. The one to stop him was, of all people, Hashimoto-san. He was the only one who didn't lock himself up. I understand how you feel. Whether in accident or war, your pain is shared by all those who lose family. But the real battle will begin shortly, in the hall. No matter what happens, this will be a tragedy for you. But facing it head-on is the manly thing to do, right, Yoshitsugu Oribe-kun? You must know this already. Fuck. He threw the stick on the ground, and that was that. It took some serious guts to face an armed delinquent and talk him down. This was our enemy. Yasunaga! 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 Kaori-san was acting like... No. She was crying for real. To her, the murder was his liberation from this harsh world, but it was also the end for them as mother and son. When you focused on that fact, it came as no surprise that the tears she shed were authentic. I'd also made her kill him as thoroughly as possible, so there was that. Anyway, this was no time to have breakfast, and Yoshitsugu-kun insisted that we start the feast right away, so that's what we did. Yoshitsugu-sama, divine sake. No. You need it to repel the corruption. I said no. Then, let us begin the feast. The old hag was a goddamn human. Angry like hell, he stood up and shouted that at me. We got so few people left, so why haven't any of y'all hit a wolf yet? Say something, you lunatic! Those were just the results I was given. Oh yeah? Then who you looking to this time? If you say you hit a human again, I swear I'll kill you. I found a wolf. Everyone present wore a poker face. Their feelings were completely unreadable. Say it then. Who's the wolf? I'm telling you to say it! I put on a burdened expression. If I was a human, it would have been extremely hard for me to accept that my employer and the one who helped me more than anyone else here was a wolf. What? Say it! To think she would kill her own son! No way. I'll fucking kill ya! If killing me will change the truth, then do it, Yoshitsugu Oribe. Yes, Kaori Oribe is a wolf. You're lying. I'm not. This has to be some sort of mistake. Look at the state she's in. Nosato-sama, if that's not true, it would mean that either you or I are the wolves. What? The people still alive are... There are 4 unconfirmed humans. Take away Mako-chan, and you got 3. 2 of them are wolves. No. With Yamawaki-san gone, we've filtered out more than enough. Without Mako-chan, we have 4 unconfirmed humans, and only one of them can be human. I know I'm human, but it has to be the remaining 3.
Nonsense! I'm human too!
And so am I.
Mom, say something! Tell them that you're human!
Of course. I would never kill Yasunaga.
Damn right! Who the hell's the wolf?
It's all your fault! Kaori-san quickly grabbed Haru-chan.
Huh?
She was completely shocked for a second. You did this because you couldn't have Yasunaga, didn't you? Oh, so she was making a mess of things.
You... What do you think your son is? You're so obsessed with that!
What? Say it!
You're so obsessed with your son that you've gone completely insane!
You brat! Take this! Right before things turned bloody, the others jumped in and stopped them. Of course, they were in no situation to continue the scene. Their act, which was mostly sincere, left everyone stunned. Ah man, a fight. I'll say it though. Sorry for suspecting you, Yasun's mom. The one with the weakest reaction to the event, Mochi, said the line least fitting the situation. You did it, didn't you? Weren't you friends? How can you feel that way about the death of a friend? She was basically attacking everyone now. It worked to show that she was a victim, but also made her a nuisance, just like Tai Yamawaki. She was doing what we'd agreed on. Well, I did expect this to happen, so it's not that shocking. Kamoshida, I already know you're fucking insane, so just shut up.
Yoshi, think about it. If one of the wolves wanted to kill Yasun, Mami Kaori would have stopped them, even if she had to stab them. Since this happened, it means she actually approved of it.
Don't talk like she's a wolf! Can you all shut up for a second? Everyone only fell silent because they were tired of making loud noises. Still, silence was silence.
What is it, lunatic?
You've already said your piece, right? I now want to hear what the level-headed people have to say. With a tired voice, I said that, hiding my face. Yurai Hashimoto-san, I want to hear what you think. Now this is unexpected. You're actually letting me talk. You'd talk sooner or later anyway. I figured I might as well give him the floor now to avoid a more decisive play for him later on. I won't say anything that's useful to you. I have no clue what you mean. That makes this a bit harder. You're not confident. I'm about 70% certain. That's more than enough. Very well, I'll say it. Apologies, but I think that we should make Fusashi-kun the sacrifice for today. He went and said it. However, it's not like I have enough to proclaim with certainty that he is a wolf. Why? I'll present a few possibilities now. First, Fusashi is the real snake. Oribe-san is a real wolf, as are 2 of the 4 remaining. That was how we operated until now, and so far we haven't had a single wolf. We have one today. Yes, because I threatened you yesterday. So that was his story, huh? Fuck. And now, like Kyu-chan said, would there really be wolves among the 4 remaining? I worry that the answer is no. Then let's set that possibility aside and consider a few others. These ones are only possible if someone who claims to have a guardian actually isn't one. Does everyone understand that? At this point, only Mako didn't. First of all, let's look at the possibility of the monkeys, me and Chikamochi-kun, being liars. That is extremely unlikely. We revealed ourselves when everyone was still alive and no one came out to deny it. And since we can vouch for each other, we... Monkeys are good, we get it, move on. Next is the possibility that the crow is lying. He revealed himself on the 3rd day, 2 days ago. By that point, we'd lost the old man who cried wolf, Muro-san, and Serizawa-san. It's not impossible that the crow was among them. That's why no one spoke up against him. Or maybe the real one saw the fake's reveal as a trap and didn't know what to do, as coming out would lead to the wolves killing him. And they eventually died, having never revealed themselves. However, the ones who died since then were Makishima-san, Yamawaki-san, and today's Yasunaga Oribe-kun. This is just an assumption, but I believe these 3 would have revealed themselves before they died. Or rather, right after Yoshitsugu-kun came out as Crow. Basically, it wasn't impossible that his intense reveal was just a bluff. If the crow is fake, then there could have been real wolves among the ones who were lynched. The old man who cried wolf, Hanzo Makishima-shi, Yamawaki-san, there could be more than one too. I didn't lie. The old farts who hanged were all humans. And finally, the possibility of the snake Haruaki Fusaishi-kun is a fake. Here we go. He revealed himself on the 3rd day, but the conditions were the same as for Yoshitsugu-kun. However, he declared that Muro-san, Yasunaga-kun, and Haru Makishima-san are humans, and the only one still alive is Makishima-san. Haru-chan looked at the floor and fell silent. Muro-san and Yasunaga-kun proved their innocence by being killed. However, that isn't enough to prove that Fusaishi-kun is innocent. A false snake can still tell the truth after all. Because the wolves supposedly know who the other wolves are, right? Exactly. Oh, one more thing. It's also possible that both Fusaishi-kun and Yoshitsugu-kun are liars. But I find it really unlikely that the 2 with guardians were dead on the 3rd day, and they happened to replace them both. Well, unlikely or not, it's not impossible. But anyway, what do you think is the safest thing to do here? Hang everyone shady. That's one option, but it would take too much time. Let's think about what to do today. Get to the point, fatty! Yoshitsugu, are you actually... No, I'm human! The crow, damn it! Yoshitsugu-kun, stop being so aggressive. And Hashimoto-san, you should get to the point. Everyone's hungry and stressed. Apologies, then let me say it. I do believe that Yoshitsugu-kun is most likely the real crow. Huh? And I believe that Takumi Muro-san had a guardian of some sort.
Takumi-ni?
Yes. After all, he said that he couldn't die yet. He noticed it too, huh? It also looked to me like he had something to say, and the wolves could have noticed that too. That's not very conclusive, is it? I can't deny that, but finding hard evidence during the feast is difficult. Therefore, we must consider the possibility that the wolves made some observations, acted based on what they saw, and succeeded. Yoshitsugu-kun really doesn't seem like that type of person. Damn. Calling you stupid, Yoshitsugu. He doesn't look like he could calmly observe people and act convincingly enough to pretend to have a guardian. Are you saying that's the kind of person I am? That's a personal attack. Do you think I'm a chameleon or something? In a different situation, it'd be a compliment. Anyway, the thing I'm worried about the most is whether or not he's the real one. If he's a fake, then Harumakishima-san could be a wolf too. It would be possible that Kaori Oribe-san is being framed. Everyone turned a suspicious eye on me. Crap. Kaori-san's tragic mother act was working too well. Everyone wanted to believe her more than me. If we keep acting based on his investigations, we would have to kill Kaori Oribe-san, then 2 or 3 more people. Then there would be a need to start suspecting whether Yoshitsugu Oribe-kun was fake or not. During that time, the wolves could kill as many people as we did. It would be too late, and that's what I'm worried about. Hello, PCU. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for coming. So pardon me, but that's why I want Fusaishi-kun to sacrifice himself for us. We'll know if he's real based on Yoshitsugu-kun's power. And if he is, we would lynch Kaori Oribe-san and try to corner the other 2. And if he's fake, well, we would have to start suspecting Harumakishima-san, who he claimed was a human. No, stop. I honestly don't know if we would win with this. In the end, it will most likely be a matter of luck. However, if we let him do as he pleases, and let him create groups that should and should not be suspected at all, we'll find ourselves with a problem we can't solve. He'd have already done his job as someone who determined who did and didn't have to be suspected. If he's really a human, I believe he should really sacrifice himself for us. Oh. I expected something like this. It seemed reasonable, but really wasn't. It seemed kind, but really wasn't. Even so, winning against him wouldn't be easy. His guardian, position, appearance, and impression he'd given everyone were too powerful to overturn. Was the best angle of attack through logic or emotion? I decided I would simply be myself. I have a counter-argument. Yes. You underestimate the value of numbers. Everyone, Hashimoto included, seemed confused. I quickly began to explain. I'll explain on paper. Look. I prepared an inkstone, got some water, and dipped the writing brush in it to soften it up. I'd watched Rikako-san do this before. I then melted the ink, prepared some paper, and began writing. Okay, these are the rows. This is our current state. The circles are confirmed humans, while the 4 triangles are the self-proclaimed and those I investigated. If you trust all the triangles, there are 5 possible wolves and 5 humans. A complete tie. The humans will hang the suspects, while the wolves will kill the confirmed humans, so it will always be a tie. Understand? Everyone nodded. I appreciated that. In this situation's worst-case scenario, specifically if we don't find any wolves besides Kaori-san and let them do as they please, you would soon have an equal amount of humans and surviving wolves. That would assure the humans' defeat.
Because they won't be able to get a majority when voting?
Yes, and... I looked at Mako. She looked worried all day long, but when our eyes met, she became moody. What was that all about? If we keep Mako alive, it's very likely that she would vote with the wolves.
What? You're dummy, a poopy head! a poopy dummy.
A few hid their face. Stifling laughs, surely. Regardless, based on their reactions to how she responded, they were all clearly concerned that she was the badger. I didn't want to kill her, but it could be inevitable this time. If that happened and the wolves became wolves plus Mako, the human defeat would be confirmed. If we don't hang either Mako or a wolf today, we would instantly be in that situation. Assuming you and Yoshitsugu-kun are real. That's the scenario I'm referring to, yes. And I realize that's what most of you are worried about. Listen, everyone I know for sure that if we don't kill Wolf today, the human's defeat is sealed. When you hang me and find out I'm a human, it will all be too late. Hashimoto-san is certain that I'm suspicious and is suggesting you just hang me so you could see it as he does. But the choice between believing me and believing him is a choice between life and death. You might trust him more than you do me, but are you aware of the weight this decision carries? Can you trust in the idea that he has led you to such a fork in the road? Silence. If you let me live and hang Kaori-san, and if I live tomorrow, I will reveal another human or wolf. If we know who all the humans besides Mako are, human victory would be assured. If I find another wolf, I would have to survive another day, but after that again, human victory would be certain. 3 people would be hanged, 2 would be killed, and with that, this massacre would be over. All you have to do is trust me and let me live. Hashimoto-san, his logic seems sound, but what do you think? Oh dear, I accidentally counted Mako-chan as a human, and I'm the one who mentioned the badger. You don't trust me, but don't you think you should let me live at least one more day? No, I don't actually. Why? What you're saying is basically that the wolves have 4 votes and we have to lower that number. We don't know who the wolves are. If we believe you, it's Oribe-san. But if we don't, it's not her, but you. You're self-aware enough to understand that you're also pushing them into a grave choice that could kill them, right? What a counterattack. I'm completely certain that she is a wolf. While your confidence in your idea is 70%, mine is 100. But the same can't be said about the rest. You probably already noticed it, but there's a way to prevent the humans' defeat today, and one everyone would accept. It's lynching Mako-chan. This is the thing I was worried the most would happen. From the beginning, I was like, if there's ever a point in which we have to hang the child, oh, that's gonna be rough. Everyone slowly looked at the girl.
Uh-huh.
He wasn't wrong. It was hard to accept, but yeah. But it was also something we wolves would have to... It's also something wolves would have to do to emerge victorious. Also, if we had her die this feast, we could have Kaori-san with us for another day. No, that wasn't good. Kaori-san had to die today. She could go out of control, and on top of that, if I didn't prove my legitimacy as a snake, Hashimoto's argument would see me killed tomorrow. Wait, there's nothing we would learn from killing the little girl. If she really is the badger, the crow would only find out that she was a human. The snake would reveal another one of us, but the truth would still be a mystery. Isn't that ultimately just putting off the same decision? Well, there's no guarantee that the snake would survive this night. In fact, it's very unlikely. Aren't we already in a situation where our fates are outside of our hands? No need to be pessimistic yet. The spider could still be alive.
I see. If the spider protects Fusaishi-san, the snake would survive the night. We can hear what Hassan has to say tomorrow and decide whether to hang him then. It'd help Yoshi too, so maybe we really should hang Mako-chan.
He was the only one to whom today's vote would have a different meaning. He had a choice between believing the snake or Yudai Hashimoto and his mother. Wait, are you really going to kill this little girl?
What's the difference at this point? You've already killed 3 people.
We don't even know why she's siding with the wolves. Shouldn't we try talking to her first? Mako, you must not believe the wolves.
I hate you!
Get a grip, Mako-chan, you're a human. If you side with the wolves, they'll kill you.
I won't die.
Hey, Mako, will you really help the wolves?
You big dummy!
I couldn't get a read on her at all. Why was I the only one she was so antagonistic to? Crap. They could just believe me. Hanging Kaori Oribe would really remove a wolf. That would make me more trustworthy, since the crow would reveal his mother's identity, and everyone would accept the tragic truth. Failure meant death. This wasn't a case of high risk, high reward. It was all or nothing, a matter of life and death. However, I really was out of options here. Allow me to suggest something. I'd already used up all the info I had and said everything I could. First, let's choose between whether we hang Mako or either Fusaishi-kun or Oribe-san. The former is a time extension, while the latter is a choice between victory and defeat. Keep that in mind when choosing. If the former wins, we simply do it. But if the latter wins, we vote on whether we hang Fusaishi-kun or Oribe-san.
Wait, we can't vote for anyone else?
If we let the votes spread out, the wolves could take control by voting together. We can't lose a single human right now. You didn't have to worry about that. After all, both suspects were wolves. However, his emphasis on how heavy the choice would be probably made everyone partial to hanging Mako. What was I to do next? How would I deal with the aftermath of killing Mako? Another thing, it's already kind of happening, but I think you should be in charge right now. If no one objects, certainly. As if anyone would. And let's hold the vote first. Uematsu-san, if you would please. Haruaki-sama, the brush, please. I gave it back to her. With that, I'd been reduced to a mere suspect. Now, those who want to lynch Mako-chan, please... Wait. What is it, Kaori-san? You're all planning to hang Mako, aren't you? Everyone looked at each other. That was probably the consensus, but no one understood why she was asking that. Is there a problem with that? That's just... That just won't do! I won't be able to die! A moment later, she jumped up and faced Yoshitsugu-kun. And I'll kill Yoshitsugu! She then extended her hands before her. Huh? What? Die like Yasunaga did! She reached for her son's neck. The next moment, she was blown away. Hashimoto-san tackled her as fast as he could. It was incomparable to Takumi-san's tackle from last time. The weight and momentum was on a whole other level. Do you do sumo? American football. Smart, charismatic, and strong, huh? The guy just had no weaknesses at all. But... Mom! Hey! What are you doing to her? Get away, you fool! Huh? Rikaku-san, get the rope! I'll hold her down! Everyone was calm. They all methodically handled the sudden threat. Kaori Oribe lost consciousness and was tied up. Everyone started the vote without her. The only one who voted to hang Meiko was Yoshitsugu Oribe. The guy just obliterated her, right? Thus, we moved on to the final vote. Haruaki Fusaishi only got votes from Yoshitsugu Oribe and Meiko. Kaori Oribe got the remaining 7. Everyone calmly decided to lynch Kaori Oribe. Yoshitsugu! Yoshitsugu! Please, I beg you, die with me. She wailed those and similar things all the way to the hanging pine. The tackle left her with a few broken bones, damn, and dislocated joints, so she couldn't stand by herself anymore. Thus Hashimoto-san had to carry her under his arm. Yoshitsugu-kun was with us too, but only because Haru-chan was dragging him along. He looked like his soul had left his body. It seemed like he wanted to avoid looking into her eyes or hearing her voice. Poor guy. There's someone who pushed something like this on Fusaishi-kun. I have to take responsibility. Kaori Oribe-san. I'm sorry for making this so hard for you. Yoshitsugu, 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 Yoshi! Was a noose on her neck, right before she was thrown into the mist. She stopped screaming and looked at me. There was no madness in her eyes. Her mind was clear. I felt like that was her way of telling me to fulfill my promise. A fall. A quiet shriek. Oh dear. I killed a person. He made that simple and extremely belated observation. The son, now both an orphan and an only child, collapsed to his knees. Kaori-san. She kept her promise. Most of that. No, all of it may have been an act. If she hadn't done that, it was likely that Meiko would have been hanged. And tomorrow, it would have been my turn. I was both thankful and apologetic to her. After all, I couldn't fulfill my promise yet. Without its owner, the dining hall had become an extremely empty place. It felt like its soul had left this world, or like its mind was elsewhere. It was noon, yet no one had eaten anything yet. I volunteered to make something, but Kinosuke said they couldn't trust me yet, so I refrained. The one who picked up the responsibility was Hashimoto-san. He could cook too. As it turned out, not really. He just made some plain vegetables boiled with some basic seasonings. It wasn't anything delicious. He wasn't perfect. He was simply a human who was a bit more fearsome than the rest. We couldn't leave the dining hall for the whole day. Yoshitsugu-kun wanted to be alone, but the poor guy wasn't even granted that. With the state he was in, everyone was worried that he would pull something, so they didn't make an exception even for him. How can a doting mother like that kill her own son? She said that when he went to the bathroom. It was an extremely normal question from a normal person. If Jamie was alive, he probably would have said something like, "No one can resist God." I could now vaguely understand those words. The thing binding the people of Yasumisu. The thing lying dormant within Haru-chan. It felt like it was closer than ever, just beyond the mist. Of course, no one answered Mamiya-san's question. There was something I wanted to ask Mochi. It was something I could ask in public, though, and I didn't get a chance to have a secret chat with him. There are still people who are wary of you, so I will testify that you went back home and stayed there. When it was time to call it a day, he put some pressure on me. You're the one who's wary of me. Maybe. Who knows? How great it would be if all my worries were baseless. I agreed with him on that. He was right about a lot of things. However, he couldn't leverage it well. And this was despite his persuasiveness and connections. Why'd he lose? One of the reasons was underestimating the madness controlling Yasumisu, and the unity the wolves shared. And another reason was my ability to cheat, death looping. Thinking back at it, I made it this far despite failing to kill Yasunaga-kun once. I couldn't have cleared this game in one go if I didn't have the ability to use trial and error. Even so, the end was near. Dusk. And with that, we will end the stream right here. I'm very curious to see how this is going to wind up. Because the other two were rough. In the sense that I didn't really see any hope of us coming out on top. Though technically we did win the other one. But this one seems the most up in the air. Ooh. Yes, thank you all so very much for coming on by. We'll be back with more of this tomorrow at 8 p.m. EST. And then Wednesday again, and then Sunday. And Saturday, it will be Admorphs at 9 p.m. As always, appreciate having you here. And hope that you all have a wonderful time zone wherever you are. Toodaloo-hoo!